welcome back to the vlog. We're leaving Florida at last. It's a bittersweet moment for all of us, but it's got to be done eventually, I guess. Next time we come back, maybe we'll stay permanently. Who knows? From Nashville, part 2. I think the last time I did something like this was a month ago at this exact hotel. Probably not this exact room though. So basically, I'm post-run. So, just gonna go shower, grab some really easy breakfast, and I guess we're just heading home, unfortunately, back to Chicago. But hey, this is our setup right now. That's Allison. She's been just chilling here all night. She's got a bit of a scratch from driving, but oh well. She's also just really dusty. It's like pretty bad. I'm gonna have to tune this up before I even put her back on the Zwift. But yeah, downtown Nashville. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, downtown Nashville's not so bad. We're kind of on the west side of Nashville right now, but yeah, it's a good time. Just unfortunately going back home. I'll post my Strava for my shakeout run somewhere here, I suppose. It was a good run, actually. I had to use the Infinity Reacts because all of my other shoes are still in my car. Hopefully they didn't get like stolen or something. But yeah, it's been fun, I guess. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Filip Latocha. Welcome back to Chicago. It's pretty mixed being back here, but we'll talk about that in a bit here. So basically, this particular entry is just going to be a big reflection on the Sarasota series and what happens after this. Because there's a lot of stuff coming up, but everything's got to be kind of, put in the right place in order to have a successful running season moving forward. So before we get into it, of course, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know the rest. I'm not going to go too crazy into it. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Sarasota, Florida, giving it a 9 out of 10 right now in terms of places to vacation in, to live in, ultimately, around, that West Coast Florida area. Definitely a very quiet, comfortable place to train and do all sorts of cool stuff. So, yeah, ultimately, we definitely lucked out, my group and I, because Sarasota, 100% opened up, I think, the week that we got there, which was March 1st. And after that, up until the end of the month and early April, people started coming in, spring breakers and things like that. And, yeah, it was just a big party for us overall, I guess you can say. So, on that front, that's kind of the general stuff. If you have any other questions about it, put it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer some of the questions about the experience, and if you guys have any things like that. Let's talk about the racing, because that's kind of always important. So, I've already made entries kind of recapping some of the races, but I'll just recap them once again, talk about this ankle thing that I've got going on, and what's to happen moving forward. So, the original plan was to do 3 and potentially 4 races, depending on how things were going to go out there. I only ended up doing 2 of them, and I DNS'd 1 of them. That is because I took, again, this weird ankle flare-up discomfort that I didn't really want to do the 3rd race until I was 100% certain that I didn't break anything. That being said, the first race I did was a dub.
Great.
That's how we do, baby!
Good job.
That's it. Boom.
The second race was a 2nd place finish, and then that's kind of when the injury started.
Oh my God.
So of course, the race that was a dub, everything was just perfect on race day, race morning. I followed a really good plan, seeing that, the 2nd and 3rd place guys weren't really keeping up with me. I decided to create that gap just comfortably, and then of course I just kind of rode it all the way to the finish line and just had a good time with it. Took everything to plan, didn't push too hard to create a very large gap and then bonk towards the end of the 4-mile race. The strategy bared fruit, and it was a great race overall. I took my first ever dub officially in a race of this type of, I guess, quality that isn't like an indoor kind of circuit or whatever. So that was the first one. The second race, of course, you know, the guy who took first place was just really awesome. Thought he did a really great job. I think he ran like a sub 35 minute 10K, and I ran like 38 minutes and like change. It wasn't going to get any better than that. So obviously, you know, it was just a great battle overall. The guy created like a 2-second gap between me and him, and I let the gap get bigger instead of keeping up with him because I wasn't sure if he was going to like burn out or something like that. But I saw that he was just in a massively good shape, and then the distance started getting worse and worse, and after a while the name of the game was to not let the 3rd and 4th place guy catch up to me because I was bonking pretty hard. That being said, I really pushed a 2019 year fitness for that race where I can run like a 38 minute and change kind of 10K, which is pretty impressive for not training nearly at the same quality that I was in 2019, but still be able to push those results. So that was pretty great. Definitely put like 150% into that race, and as a result, basically running on a slightly curved surface at like after the 5K mark definitely was not great for my right ankle. That being said, it's possible that I have some kind of like TTS, but on the other side, because I think TTS is like a tarsal, you know, inflammatory syndrome in the ankle where the tendons rip up in places and they begin to swell. So instead of being on the inner portion of the ankle, it's on the outer portion. So it'd be some sort of, if I had to take a guess, it would be like a posterior, no, it would be more like an anterior tendinitis syndrome, perhaps, if the tendons were ripped up. But again, I would still have to go to like get an x-ray or an MRI to get that like fully figured out. But it was really bad in Florida because, again, something about Florida air, this is just my big hot take on it, there's like probably like cocaine just flying in the air in Florida, because you go to sleep at like 2-3 a.m., you wake up at 7-8 a.m., and you're like feeling energized for some reason, like you're ready to go. There's something in the air that gets everyone going with like little to no sleep. And that being said, no sleep is really bad for recovery, obviously, because it's just what it is. So of course, when I get home and I'm now sleeping like 10 hours a night, the ankle is feeling super good. It's feeling much better, and it angers me that I couldn't have this ankle for the race weekends that I had in Florida. But again, a lot of that is my fault because I did walk into the Sarasota series already injured. I think 1 or 2 of my runs before actually traveling to Florida, I was running in my old Tempo Next percents that have one of the air pockets popped. So like in this shoe, I guess, this is my, I call this the Florida party because I bought these while I was in Florida. This, you know, air pocket was popped and it's like completely smushed in. And while I was running, I took a weird step and it caved in like this. And it's possible I ripped the tendons in my anterior foot at this point. And yeah, I just basically took that into the race season. And I guess it wasn't bad for the first race, but by the second race, it was no bueno for sure. So that's basically what happened. But now that I'm sleeping more and I'm compressing it and I'm icing it a lot more, it definitely feels a lot better. So I'm imagining it's not a broken bone. I'm imagining if it was, I probably wouldn't be able to put any sort of pressure or run like 9+ miles on it. So that's kind of where we're standing right now with the Sarasota series. Was it perfect? For what it was okay, I guess, in terms of racing quality, but I wish... Now, it'd be cool to win all the races in Florida if I had the opportunity, but again, it is what it is. I will definitely race in Sarasota again or somewhere else in that Florida area. Just for now, the focus has to turn to marathon training. So again, there's still a little bit of uncertainty when it comes to the Berlin, Tokyo, Chicago marathons, which I've got coming up. But I do want to continue full force into training with them, for them in this case. And the best way to do this will be to, once again, travel somewhere for like a month or a month and a half or longer, preferably in a place with elevation with maybe the same crew, if not like a +1, to work remotely and to essentially just, continue doing what I was doing here, just do it over there with elevation. So that being said, all of us that were out there, we were all working remotely from 9 to 5 Central Standard Time. So however you adjust it, that's up to you. And basically it worked out for all of us. But again, you kind of lose out on some of the experience because you're working remotely. So most of the time you do have time to do stuff in the afternoon unless you manage to take like multiple vacation days while you're out there. That's what I would definitely recommend for the rest of my party. Me, I'm like flexible enough with my work schedule to be able to get my stuff done in a reasonable amount of time and then have time to run, bike, do whatever. And yeah, basically just not start any sort of fires while I'm at work. So that being said, I think the next destination is going to have to be out west. I would love to go back to Florida to like Miami or Fort Lauderdale, but now it's just kind of the cool down phase from Florida. So definitely somewhere like maybe Colorado, maybe live in Silverthorne for a month, maybe Boulder. Boulder would be kind of sick actually. There's a lot of cool places, a lot of cool people to meet out there. But somewhere with a little more elevation, maybe like go back to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. The states are open for the places I want to go to, and I think if I have the right crew and we find the right place for the right price, anything is possible, and we'll just break even for that entire month or 2 months that we're out there, and that's a price I'm willing to pay to have really good training, to have a little bit of sense of normalcy, and to feel this refreshed when I come back home. Because it's crazy how I can explain this to you guys. Like, I come back home and I'm now running 2-a-days pretty regularly, and I can't explain why I'm like feeling this energized. Again, I don't know what it is. I was expecting to come home and just be depressed because it'd be like a post-Florida depression syndrome thing, but I'm feeling good back in the city. Like, I'm still running my routes. My ankle feels better. I'm running twice daily, doing some other activities as well. So I don't know what's going on, but I feel good. I feel energized, and I want to take this into the marathon training window, the half Ironman training window. I keep forgetting that there's a half Ironman that's happening too. Shit. And basically that's more or less the next few weeks of plans. Yeah, so with the half Ironman training, definitely gonna have to swim a lot more starting now, a lot more biking. Let's probably get back on Zwift because it's been like a hot minute since I've been on Zwift. And just marathon training is just marathon training. That's just going to bleed into half Ironman training, no problem, I hope. So yeah, that's all going to be the next 4 or 5 months of life, essentially. So I think that's all I've got for now in terms of my reflections. I would definitely recommend Sarasota if you're trying to visit for long periods of time. Great place definitely to just chill, just have a good time, work remotely, spend time with your family. It's pretty sick. So yeah, marathon season's fully underway. So with that being said, I'm ending this entry here. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys real soon.